Blasting in the brains of these hoes and establishing a name as he goes. The passion and the flame is ignited. You can't put it out once we light it. This shit is exactly what the fuck that I'm talking about when we riot. You dealing with a few true villains who stand.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Carnage, and today I am bringing you my M4A1 Assault MOAB. This is the first Assault MOAB that I've ever gotten. I had come close a couple of times earlier when the game first came out, because that was when I was really into using the Assault Streaks, and didn't really touch the Specialist that much until, I want to say, maybe like around January. So, my class setup is this game, the M4A1 with the red dot sight and the impact proficiency. Using it with the perks of Scavenger Pro, Quickdraw Pro, and Dead Silence Pro, and my kill streaks are the Predator Missile, Attack Helicopter, and the Pave. I'm playing in the game type of Kill Confirmed, so I can still kind of stay back. You guys can call it not playing the objective, because kind of in a way I'm not doing that. But I don't see a reason to run out and go after one tag when you can honestly stay back and possibly pick up 2 or 3 just by not risking your life. And so here I pick up a quick attack helicopter within the first 40 seconds of the game. And I do believe I get to my payload within maybe 2 minutes of the game. So it was a very quick start for me. And what was even more interesting about this MOAB that I got was it was on a 3-bar, and normally when I play on 3 bars I don't have very good luck, because my playstyle is rushing around, getting as close as I can to people, because I like to use the SMGs, and so that's where they're best, is at close range. And so it was very interesting that on a 3-bar I would pull off one of the harder tasks in this game to do. Assault MOABs and support MOABs are much harder than specialists in my opinion, because you don't have all the perks, and you have to get gun kills in order, gun kills and capturing flags and shooting down kill streaks. But the majority of the way you're going to get your point streak is by gun kills, and when you have all the perks, it's much easier than it is possibly with just like a UAV helping you out, saying where they are. You still got to kill them. So I mean, I think the specialist is the easiest way to get a MOAB, but I also think it's the most fun way, not because it's obviously, in my opinion, the easiest, but I just find it more fun to use all the perks rather than to have an AC-130 and a Pave. That's just my opinion, but I mean, you guys could have different opinions, but that's just the way I feel. Here I think in this game there was a couple people that were sniping, and I just happened to catch a couple lucky breaks where I saw them right as they saw me, and they just happened to miss me. But hey, that's their choice to use the snipers. I'm not going to complain if they are, but it shouldn't take away from the fact that I still got an Assault MOAB. I'm not going to say I'm the first person obviously to do this, because I'm not. But just because someone decided to use snipers instead of automatics, I mean, why should that take away from what I did? That's just the way I feel. And plus, there's a person using a riot shield. And it shouldn't take away, because it was their choice to use that stuff. I mean, it's not like I was saying, oh, you have to use this just so I can get this Assault MOAB, guys. Come on, let's go all G unit on MW3. No, I mean, they decided what they wanted to use, and they paid for it. That's just honestly the way I feel. So here, I believe I'm staying around. This is probably my favorite spot on the map, because you can watch the spawn point that is up at the top of the hill over there, and people will run down here, and they can't even actually see your head. You're completely invisible, so it's honestly probably the best head glitch spot in the game, because you're not even visible, and yet you can see their entire body and get pretty easy kills. So here I pick up my second payload of the game, and it is at this point in the game where I picked up the second one. I was like, okay, well, I've gotten at least, I think, about 15-16 gun kills, so I have a chance to maybe get an Assault MOAB, my first ever. Now, I don't really change my playstyle, because I think that's the last thing you want to do when you're going for a MOAB, because the way I see it is you've gotten 16 kills rushing around or playing whatever way you have. Why all of a sudden do you want to change that and hope to God it works out? I think you should stay with the exact same style that got you to the kills that you had already had. Here I catch a couple of guys shooting at my kill streaks, and I pick up my Assault MOAB. Very proud. I don't call it in yet, because I wanted to wait till the end of the game, just because I didn't want to have the freaking effect of the MOAB on me. So I think the game starts out like 36-0. I want to say I start out, and I end 72-5. So still a pretty good game. I think I pick up one more payload in this game, so this is probably, kill streaks wise, probably my best game to date, because I don't think I've gotten this many kill streaks in one game. I think the record that I'd had with Pavelos was 2 in one game, so the fact that I got 3 is pretty accomplishing for me. And then to top it all off, I got 2 of them in one life. That's pretty impressive. And of course, you had the Assault MOAB on, then that makes it one of my better games in my Call of Duty for me. Of all the games I've said, oh, this is really special to me, this is one of my favorites, I think this one probably is at the moment my favorite. Not because I just got it, but because assault MOABs are much harder to do in my opinion than just specialist MOABs. Because if it wasn't as hard, I would have just as many assault MOABs as I do specialist MOABs. At the moment I have 30 MOABs total, and I have 29 with specialists and 1 with assault. So that should tell you all you need to really know about getting MOABs with the assault kill streaks. Support probably would be easier because you could just throw on UAV and advanced UAV and recon drone, that kind of stuff, and really just point people out. But that's really up to you whether you think that's easier or not. So yeah. So I really can't give tips on how to get an assault MOAB. It's just one of those things where if you use the assault kill streaks enough, and you're a pretty good player. I'd say in order to do this, it requires to be at least an average of a 2 KD player. And if you just use these assault kill streaks enough, and you get paired up, eventually you will get paired up against people who are bad enough to where you could do it against them. But at that point, it just all comes down to whether you can capitalize it or not. So there's really no tips on how to do this. Regular like specialist MOABs and stuff like that, I can give tips on, because that is just playing smart and not changing your playstyle and everything like that. But assault MOABs, it's really just a toss up of whether, if you get paired up against people who are bad enough to be able to do it against, whether or not you'll capitalize. So yeah, so the reason I was using impact this game, normally I'm all about kick and like attachments, and then maybe focus for stability. Rarely do I use impact unless I'm using like a sniper. The reason I was using impact though was because at this point, the reason I had prestige was mainly because a friend of mine convinced me that if you prestige, it'll give you more stuff to work towards, including emblems and stuff. And one of my favorite emblems, it's like a Frankenstein looking head. You had to get 60 impact kills. So it's 60 bullet penetration like through wall kills while using impact, and so that's why I put it just on every assault rifle. And I found it actually be really helpful on guns like the M4 and also the ACR, more than I thought I had realized. I thought, okay, well, attachments and kick, those got to be the 2 best proficiencies in the game. So because of this prestige, I found a new love for the impact proficiency, and I'll probably be using it a lot more too. And also by prestiging it, it caused me to use a lot of different guns, which is good because it means that I'll in essence be forced to try and get more Get Good with Every Gun series games, because I want to finish that series before Black Ops 2 comes out. That, and I want to try and get That's a Clip to 1 a week. So that would mean, let's see, we got 5 months until the game comes, 5 or 6 months. That would mean I'd like to get it to probably around episode 30 then. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to Black Ops 2. Not because of all the trailers and stuff. It's just because I'm tired of MW3. This game has had its moments, but generally it has not been the success that everyone was hoping for, which I don't think that should surprise anyone based off of how the last 3 Call of Duties have been. I mean, we end up always saying the same thing every single spring. We always get to the point where we're like, okay, well, this game had its chance, but it got ruined because people abused things that they put in the game. And honestly, in my opinion, I was one of the prestige token glitchers, but I think resetting everyone who did the prestige token glitch was one of the worst things it could have done. Because if there's anything that it did, it made me want to play the game even more, and it made me put up with all the stuff, all the bullshit in the game, because I was leveling up so fast. And that's one of the things that when I got reset, it made me never want to touch this game again, because it was like, well, I just worked for all this stuff. Granted, I had a little help with the glitching, but I still had to play in order to use it. So I thought that was one of the worst things they could have done was resetting people. But I mean, that is coming from the person who used the glitch. So I mean, take it with a grain of salt. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this commentary and this gameplay. I really am glad to finally bring an assault MOAB. I clearly was not going for one this game, but I mean, it's always nice to get one. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please go and click the like ring down below. If you didn't, please leave me a comment saying why. And in about a second, I think I pick up my final kill of the game, and I finished 72 and 5 in kill confirm. With that being said, guys, I will see you all later.